Hiya, welcome back my loves, or welcome if it's your first time here. So I'm gonna start by apologising. I'm sorry it's been a while guys, but real life has basically just been a bit busy lately, mainly because of my work, and I haven't had a lot of spare time to record, but I'm back for now anyway. Like I've said before, this is basically just a hobby for me and something I do in my spare time, and because I haven't had a lot of spare time, well, you know, but I'll try and get something else out pretty soon, okay? How have you all been anyway? Are you excited for spooky season? Even though it's almost finished? Because I'm excited. I've been listening to my spooky music in the mornings at work on Spotify. My boss doesn't mind. She knows I listen to my music, and as long as I tone it down a bit when the rest of the staff come in, she's okay with it. But she's come in a couple of times and actually heard what I've been playing, and she seems to think that I need professional help. Who knows, maybe she's right. But in keeping with all the sort of spooky vibes that are around just now, I thought I would try and do a spooky rebuild for you. But spoiler alert, I think it's turned into more of an abandoned build rather than a spooky one. But I'll let you decide that for yourself. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom home built on a 20 by 20 lot in Copperdale. But you can basically place it wherever you like once you download it, if you download it. It's a Queen Anne style house, just like you'd see in all the best spooky movies. And those are typically quite bright and colourful. So I had a bit of a dilemma. Like, do I go all dark and moody with this, or do I stay true to the traditional colours? In the end, I felt that you could see the details a bit better with a splash of weather-worn colour. So it's kinda colourful and kinda spooky, at least I think so anyway, but again, you can decide for yourself. I've gone in later on and add some columns at the corners, which isn't something that I usually do, but this type of house typically has that sort of detail to it. And the wallpaper that I wanted to use, just doesn't have that option. But there is a rather nice matching column, both of which are from the Werewolves pack, by the way. I've decided also to go in and add all the sort of damage details to the place, which you'll see soon. But I added all them in before I put the interior wallpaper and the floor down. Basically, quite honestly, just because I can see them easier that way. I can see what I'm putting, where it's going, whether it's too much or not. Well, maybe not whether it's too much or not, as you'll see when I get there, because yeah, I have added quite a bit. So basically, if you're one of these people that likes to go in and remove all that sort of stuff one item at a time, if that's your thing, you're welcome, because you are going to have an absolute ball with this build. There are a ton of holes, cracks, scratches, stains, damp, you name it, it's all there. So you go in and you have fun with that. That's my Halloween treat to you. Oh, and there are plenty of cobwebs as well, because you cannot have a spooky house without cobwebs, can you? The only downside with all this stuff is most of it is all from different packs. But the main packs that you're going to need for it though are vampires, werewolves and life and death. Oh, and oddly enough, you're going to need horse ranch, you know, spot the odd one out. But the stairs and I think some of the doors, I'm not sure. I know there was a couple of things in there from horse ranch that were kind of essential. But the damp patches on the walls, those are from For Rent, and I think the stains on the floor are from Strangerville. But if you don't have those packs, It's not going to be the end of the world. It's not going to affect the build too much. It's just cosmetic stuff. I think I might have got a bit carried away with the scratches on the floor. I was trying to kind of make it look like, well, I can't really say because YouTube doesn't like certain words, but if you've seen enough horror movies, you'll know the kind of thing I was going for. And when I get to the flooring, which is soon, I did spend quite a bit of time going back and forth, trying to find something that looked good, you know, it fitted in with the build, but also let you see all those little details, especially after I spent all this time putting them in, because my goodness me did I spend quite a bit of time doing this. Yeah, I think I'm beginning to think I might actually need help. Why do I do this? Anyway, so yeah, I ended up going back to a wooden floor in the end. I managed to find one that was, well, that I think worked well enough, put it that way. Oh, and before I forget, I did forget to record while I was putting in the interior wallpaper. I think, so if you suddenly jump to the tour and you're like, where did this wallpaper come from? And then I'm sorry. I think I forgot to record that. I can't honestly remember now. It's been a while. And you know how I like to have a story in my head when I'm building these things? Well, the local teens have been hanging out here during the day, having their little parties and stuff at night and daring each other to stay overnight. And they have basically claimed this place as their own, when the ghosts let them. So they have decided to add a few bits of furniture that they've kind of rescued from the roadside, or, you know, stuff that they've found lying around basically that's still clean enough to be used. And they've made it into quite a decent wee hangout spot for themselves. It's also been used for a bit of fly tipping by some of the other locals. Yeah, and when I get, the landscaping. Again, gonna have tons of stuff for you to delete if that's your thing. And there are 3, well, let's just call them special flower beds coming up soon. Yep, there we go. Let's just say that, you know all those scratches that were on the floor? Yeah, well, let's just say that all the evidence is buried under the flower beds. So you might not want to dig that up too much. The place, oh, I've already said about the place being used for fly tipping. Yeah, there we go. All the appliances and stuff there. Most of this, by the way, is from the debug menu. In fact, I'd say about 95% of it. Some of it might be functional, but most debug stuff, well, a lot of debug stuff is just decorative. And I do tend to get a bit carried away once I start adding debug items. It's, there's a lot of stuff in there and it's just so much fun looking through it all. Where are we at? Yeah, just adding more debug. I'll tell you, I could spend forever on that. I think my boss might be right. Maybe I definitely do need help. The lampposts that I added in, those are an example of things that don't work from debug. But I do go in later and add some proper lights. I just kind of use the move objects on and place them inside the lampposts so that they still generate some light. But it's just, these just look so pretty. I like them. They really suit the build. And we have a couple of plant pots going out the front soon as well, with some more dried up roses. Those vines, that was the first time I've actually used those. Pretty chuffed with how they turned out, to be honest. I think it might have looked better on a different wallpaper, but I think they still turned out quite good. I might be slightly biased though. I don't know. Yep, there's the planters going in for the roses. Which means that we're almost done with the speed build and we'll be coming up to the tour. So stay tuned for that. And I think the next thing I'm doing after the roses is the lights. Like I said, to go in and putting in functional lights inside the decorative ones. Yeah, there we go. Also added some lights inside because I felt there wasn't enough. Okay guys, this is a quick tour. If I sound a bit funny or that, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for me just now. I just want to get this quick tour done before I go to work. So, it's been a couple of days since I recorded the rest of the video, so if I forget something, please forgive me. It's just things have been a bit busy. This is the first chance I've had to do the tour section. Our little test sim here, wee witchy Winnie Pooh, and Marley Witchy Pooh, who is uncomfortable apparently, unlike the real Marley, who is curled up behind me because he's already had his breakfast and his little clean afterwards. So yeah, he's quite content at the moment. Weather in Copperdale is typical for the weather here actually at this time of year. Rain. Now, I'll just speed this up a bit so we can get into the daylight. You can see the place a bit better. Oh, there's wee Winnie. No, you can go away, thank you very much. So, I think it's turned out not bad actually, now that it's all done. So, quick view. Actually, this is probably a bit as bright as it's gonna get. I just realised we're actually in the afternoon, not the morning. Oh well. Yeah. We have a couple of these mosquito traps. There's one there and one here. I just thought they'd be a nice wee touch. And we have the wild prairie grass. There's a few of them scattered about. All these lovely little vines and things climbing up. It's the first time I've used them actually. Lots of rubbish lying around outside. And our special flower beds out here somewhere. Underneath all the rubbish. The campfire does work. I've had Winnie test that out. It works just fine. You can cook on this one as well as sort of, you know, hanging out and all that sort of thing. The wishing well also works. I wasn't sure if it would though because it's from Debug, but apparently it does, so that's good. A little bit of extra gameplay if you want to use it. I think that's pretty much it for the outside. Oh yeah, I'm not even sure what I was going to say. That was too early in the morning for me just now. Oh, there's wee Marley. Hello. Right. We'll start from the top and just work our way down, eh? So you have a chimney there, so if you're using the fires, there will be real smoke comes out of that chimney. Our werewolf statue. Which, again, I'm still not sure if it's too much, but I like it. If you don't like it, just get rid of it. Bedroom. Sleeping bags. Again, you can get rid of this and furnish it any way you want. If you want, you might not want to. You might want to keep it as is. Little fireplace. Plenty of stuff lying around. You know, the cobwebs and the damage sort of details. And also a creepy little voodoo doll. Perfect for Halloween. Will scare the bejesus out of your Sims probably, but No, we don't want to go over to MD's house and hang out, thank you very much. Go away, we're busy. We have the couch, fire, books, and the radio. Now, I have got it set to off-grid, so I'm not sure if the radio will work, but you can easily change that if you want. Little bathroom. Everything except the mirror. Oh, and toilet roll. I forgot to put toilet roll in. Can't forget that. But then again, it's supposed to be an abandoned house. So, that's about it for the upstairs. Because there's nothing really out here except rubbish and obviously the damage sort of decals that are there. The bottom we have the kitchen. It's quite a narrow kitchen, but it is functional. I've left a space here for your cooker or your stove, whatever you want to call it, and a space for the fridge. I've got the cool box in there, so you can eat if you move into this. You know, you can get the quick meals from there. There's a space here for a dining table and 4 chairs, which will fit because I've tested that already. But I figured for the sake of my little storyline, little camping stools, which worked perfectly. And a nice little conservatory. It's a very small conservatory, but you could actually adapt this to be an office. I mean, well, you could make it into anything you want. You could make it a nice little library, or maybe a dining room, a proper dining room. That would be nice. Because once you change these to proper glass, you'll have quite a nice view out here, because you'll be able to see the sea and all those nice trees and that out there. So that could be quite cool actually. Nice wee dining room or an office. Yeah, so that is basically it. I mean, it's a small abandoned build really. Slightly spooky if you want to go there. We see it at night and it's all lit up. It's just can't speak now. We'll fast forward this and get it to night time. Oh, and apologies if you can hear the fan of my computer in the background. I'm not sure if this mic's picking it up. So, there you go, it's getting a little bit darker now. You'll see the lights are a bit better now that I've put those functional lights in, because when you have this one in on its own, because it's debug, some of the lights in debug work, some of them don't. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. But if you stick a wee light inside, it works fine. So I think it looks quite good at night actually. It is a haunted house lot, but again you can change that if you don't want it to be haunted. You could just add the sort of spooky traits as opposed to the actual haunted sort of challenge those ones in. But same as the off the grid. Oh no, it's the lot type, sorry. Lot type. It's a haunted house. Oh, are we getting snow? Only day 8. Is that snow? It is, isn't it? Yep, that's snow. Hey. It'll soon be time for snow in real life as well. I love this time of year. Absolutely love it. Anyway, I hope you all have a nice Halloween. I was going to try and get another Halloween build out, but I don't think I'm going to have time. But we'll see. I'll get something out soon. I promise not to leave it as long next time. Okay guys, I need to go and get ready for work now. I will catch you all later, so take care, look after yourselves, and cheery bye.
I forgot there's a cat bowl and 2 scratching posts as well. I knew I'd forget something. Happy Halloween!